On July 7th, 2012, the first ever extra booster in the English format was released, Cavalry of Black Steel. As I mentioned a few moments ago, this was the first extra booster in the English format, but was actually the third one released in Japan. We would eventually get Extra Booster 2 later in 2012, and Extra Booster 1 way later. This set had a total of 47 unique cards, and supported a grand total of 7 clans. Those included Royal Paladin, Oracle Think Tank, Shadow Paladin, Gold Paladin, Kagero, Spike Brothers, and Mega Colony. The change in the English release schedule did result in this set introducing Shadow Paladins to English for the first time. Shadow Paladins was a very popular clan that had a big role in the anime. There was even an entire set featuring Shadow Paladin, but we wouldn't get to see this in the English format until the end of 2012. Shadow Paladin only received a grand total of 2 cards this set, one with no effect, and the other a grade 3 with Limit Break, which could only use its skill if you retired 2 other Shadow Paladins for the cost. This meant you would need 2 copies of the one other Shadow Paladin that existed in the English format, or all of them. This was the main gimmick of Shadow Paladins, retiring its own rearguards in order to gain power for effects. Of the remaining 6 clans, Gold Paladin, Mega Colony, and Spike Brothers received the most support. Let's go into Royal Paladin next. They received a total of 5 cards. One of these cards was actually in the first ever tournament promo pack in Japan. There was also the Twin Shine Swordsman Maharas, which was an extra grade 3 rearguard that gained some power, but the most notable of these 5 was the White Dragon Knight Pen Dragon. This was the first ever limit break unit for Royal Paladin and had the effect that it could ride another grade 3 from the top 5 of your deck at the beginning of your main phase. This initially didn't see any competitive play when it came out. Most Royal Paladin players were still using the Soul Saver Dragon with Barkle as the starting vanguard. As mentioned in a previous video, Royal Paladin was going to receive a restriction that barred it from using Barkle as the first vanguard. This restriction was announced 3 days after this English extra booster was released and wouldn't go into effect until a little less than a month later. Royal Paladin gets hit pretty hard from this restriction, as in the English format they did not have their support from sets 3, 4, or 5. 5 being the one that made this deck one of the big 3 that we keep talking about. Granted, it became one of those big 3 with a deck that did not need Soul Saver Dragon, but we wouldn't get that set 5 until 2013. There will be a Royal Paladin list that manages to top in the Championship Series, but we'll discuss it in more detail in a future video as it uses a lot of cards from set 3, the very next main booster releasing in English. For now, you can just have a quick peek at this list. It was of course focusing around the Soul Saver Dragon. It ended up playing 1 copy of the Knight of Determination Lamarok from this set, but only at 1 copy, along with another 1 copy of a Knight of Silence Gallatin from set 1, mainly just using these as 10k vanillas. Oracle Think Tank received a total of 4 cards, but they all had minor effects. Omnimuji gained power if you had more cards in your hand than your opponent, a similar effect to Battle Sister Mocha from set 1. Blue Scaled Deer could Soul Blast 2 and draw 1 card if its attack hit. The same effect as Maiden of Libra from set 1, but with 1,000 less attack and a different cost. Petal Fairy and Omniscience Madonna could both draw 1 card after discarding 1 card. These were okay cards, but didn't really add much value to the clan. Similar to Royal Paladin, OTT was missing its key support from those sets that were skipped, support that would elevate it into one of the big 3 as well. I know, I keep teasing these guys to you, but we do get to talk about the first of these big 3 in the next video, with Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukiyomi, who took a good amount of the top spots in the 2012 Championship Series. None of the 4 cards here will be widely used, aside from this one list that used 1 copy of Omnimuji of the Moonlit Night as essentially a 5th Battle Sister Mocha. Moving on next to Kagero, they received a total of 5 cards, which included their very first Limit Break unit, Dragonic Lawbreaker. Lawbreaker had a very interesting skill where, on Limit Break, you could counterblast 1 in your main phase to bind all of your opponent's rear guards. Then, at the beginning of the end of that turn, you force your opponent to choose 4 of those rear guards and place them back on the field. Any remaining rear guards are put into your drop zone. This effect would at most result in the opponent losing 1 rear guard if they had 5, the max number of rear guards they could have on field at this time. However, this also meant you removed all of your opponent's intercepts for the battle phase of this turn. Your opponent would be forced to guard using only cards from their hand. Lawbreaker had a second effect that allowed it to gain power if your opponent had a small amount of units on field, which its Limit Break guaranteed. Cowgirl players did manage to make use of this card and some of the Narukami cards from set 6 to enhance their builds. Here's a list from the 2012 Championship Qualifier in France, from the runner-up William Astol. This list includes 2 cards that we'll be going over in the next video. As for the rest of the list, you can see a lot of the usual suspects. Dragonic Overlord, Gatling Claw Dragon, Conroe, Bar, Ermo, and Berserk Dragon. You can also see here that PGs are being run at 4 copies. Even though Kagero always had access to Conroe to search out a PG from the deck, this format required everyone to up their PG count in order to actually be able to guard efficiently. You also see the Hex Cannon Dragon from set 6, as well as the new Vanilla Grade 2 with 10k from this extra booster. The general game plan is to filter through your deck with Ermo and Dragon Monk Gojo, see your offensive and defensive pieces, while using your skills to control the battlefield. Or essentially the same game plan from the Goku Overlord deck we went over in the very first history video. Next we have Gold Paladin, arguably the biggest winner in this set since its support created a competitive build that had a massive turnout in the first ever 2012 Cardfight Vanguard qualifiers and was also used by the winner of the championship series. Gold received a total of 9 cards from this set, but the main cards were the infamous Spectral Duke Dragon and its Ride Chain cards. Spectral Duke Dragon was a card that borrowed from Shadow Paladin, with its Limit Break allowing it to retire 3 Gold Paladin rear guards and counterblasting 2 in order to restand at the end of the battle that it attacked. It would lose the Twin Drive ability, but could keep all of the power and criticals it acquired from the previous battle and do 1 more drive check this battle. Even though it loses the Twin Drive ability, any unit on the Vanguard circle can perform 1 drive check when it attacks, unless stated by another card or effect. Spectral Duke had a leg up on the only other unit that can restand on the Vanguard circle at this time, Dragonic Overlord, in that his first attack did not need to hit for the restand to trigger. Overlord's restand only worked if its attack hit, but also Spectral Duke was not once per turn. So if you had another 2 counterblasts and 3 other rear guards to retire, you could actually restand again. Here's a list from the French qualifier from Andy van den Oelen's championship list. For the most part, this was the standard base for Spectral Duke Dragon, aside from these extra draw triggers here, which were actually from set 7. But we can go ahead and replace those with a playset of draws from set 6 and it'll have the same effect. The key cards of course being the Spectral Duke Dragon and its Ride Chain. The Grade 0 has the same effect as the Ergdeal Grade 0 we talked about in the previous video, allowing you to add the Grade 2 or Grade 3 of the Ride Chain from the top 7 if you rode the Grade 1 of the Ride Chain over it. The Grade 1, when ridden by the Grade 2, allows you to retire 1 Gold Paladin to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and call 2 Gold Paladins from among them. The Grade 2 had the same skill when you rode Spectral Duke Dragon over it. This call allowed the deck to be very aggressive from the get-go, since you could potentially get 2 rearguard attacks to pressure your opponent almost every single turn. This allowed you to close out the game with your Spectral Duke Dragon when you rode into it and its multiple drive checks in a turn. We can also see here the triple rare from set 6 in Vivian, who could also pull a card from the top of the deck for Counterblast 1 when her attack hit. All of these effects had the wording up to, which means you had the option to call or look at less than the maximum amount, or even call none. The cards you did not call will be put on the bottom of your deck in the but players of this time typically...
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Let's Stream. We're doing standing up again today, because why not? Worked out pretty well last time, and I can lie and say I'm getting exercise, right? So we'll do this for as long as I can. Today might be kind of a long stream, we'll see. That is not what I wanted to be full screen, what the hell? Yeah, today might be a long-ish stream, we'll see. I got a lot of things I want to do. Whether or not we end up doing all of it is a completely different story, but we'll see. Not needing to call a boost for Alfred also means you could save on hand size. That is true. I will keep note of that, because that is coming up next video, which is going to be very, very soon. Not very soon. Relatively soon. The divine stuff might hold up some of the history videos, but we'll see how things shake out. Sorry, my hair is all wonky. Mind me as I style my very important hair. Okay. Imagine Alfred did the same thing in the original in V, as the original in V. What does he do in V? Generic 12k B sticks from Link Joker. Oh wow, that didn't come out to Link Joker. Wow, that's crazy. I guess that would make sense, right? Because those hit cross-ride numbers. That's interesting. Actually, no, they don't. Right? So cross-rides are 13. So unless it's different, I don't know. Anyways, it might be different. I don't remember. They weren't even generic. They were archetype. Yeah. Each one of them got like a grade 2. The grade 2s that got plus 3k if you had a specific archetype boss. But those don't hit over cross rides, right? Because cross rides are, cross rides are plus 2, so they're 13, which means you'd still be 1k short. But unless I'm remembering that wrong. I think we can go ahead and get started. What can we listen to as we go over the news? I wish I could remember what Pablo had said. Crossride was 13k. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Stand up, hear the headlines, or something like that. I gotta look back. I should have wrote that one down. That was really good. 19k, so you can hit them normally with an integrated. Yeah, you need a booster, yeah, obviously. But I mean, you can do that with any unit, right? So I thought you meant like they could do that themselves, but yes, this is the we usually listen to this when I go over the like reveals and stuff, but this is like the Persona 3 Reload version now, which is a little more involved. To be honest, I don't know how much of a fan I am in terms of like for this. Not that I don't like the song, I just don't know if it's too much, right? It's too distracting, but I guess let me know. Usually no one said those songs have sucked. For the most part, it's just been like, oh, that's a banger, or like, what the hell is that? But the problem before was 16k columns were a 5k guard, where when the 12k beaters came out, problem solved. Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, they time crossrides were dropped, man. Yeah, because they like got hit, and there was just a bunch of other shit going on, so they didn't have limit break or break ride. So, but speaking of limit break, not really. Well, let's go. Hold on. Car's dead. I might have to step out on a bit, but we'll see. But I forgot what stupid segue I was trying to create out of thin air there. You could choose any grade 3 unit to come back as an encounter. What card would it be? I don't know if I really care about an encounter. I'm hyped for like stride deck sets to an extent, because I'm more interested in seeing how those play out. Encounters, I kind of already got everything in Lukier. I don't know if there's really anything I would care too much about, other than like more Lukier stuff. What did I play? What did I play in Vanguard Zero before G that I would like as an encounter? Yeah, cause it's kind of tricky. Cause like other than that, it'd be like Risers, I guess. But I don't think that's gonna come. And then like there's Legion Risers and whatnot. You know, they're not gonna do Legion. So I don't know. I just played a lot of Lukier. Did I play anything else? I guess there was Ezel I played a lot of. Right, if we're just talking about like basically before Legion, right? I guess something from Angel Feather wouldn't be so bad. Like we've got, what was her name? Like Zeratrol, the Celestial one. That would be okay. That's probably it. Cause I kind of already have everything I'd want. I think. I don't know how good these mini cycle cards are, but they're cool design and emphasize more defense. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. I want to do some mad PG for using cooking with these. That's all I've heard today. You're surprised when you see OG Lukier before the rest of the Silverthorns? I would know because I have a copy. And I played that in Vanguard Zero, so I'm very familiar how that turned out. But alright, yeah, let's talk about these things. We don't have too many reveals today. It's literally just this. 3 times. So we got ourselves Sincere Confectionery Volley here. We got ourselves 3 cards. I forgot how I did this. Okay, so I'd show the card, I show the unit, then the order. But we have ourselves 3 of these. They're gonna all have the same effect. Same thing with the orders, but it's gonna be for different nations. This one's for Starkea. This just says on place, Soul Blast, search your deck for a specific order, put it into your order zone specifically, and shuffle your deck. So that's kind of cool because it 1, doesn't take up your order for the turn. 2, it just flat out puts it in the order zone. Right? So that's really cool. So it's the, Soul Blast 1 is pretty heavy. Or pretty, not heavy. It's pretty rewarding. Like, it's a good use of Soul Blast 1 is what I'm trying to say. And then it just says when it's put on Guardian, specifically by the ability of the order, this gets 5k shield, which is whack. Because these are pretty whack. Other than that, once you get the order, it doesn't really matter. I don't think you can use multiple of these, but I could be wrong. Because, whoops. There we go. Take a look at the order here. This is Flowering Sweet Shops, which is searchable by the previous card. And it just says, once per turn, if your unit's attacked, choose something that's not being attacked, move it to Guardian, and after that battle, it gets bound. So you can't, I don't think you can, you might be able to cheese, I think you can, well, this is not that it would matter because this is Starkea, but if you had that, like, the Blitz order from Dragon Empire that says bounces back to your hand, I think you could choose which one to activate. So you get it back and you don't get to lose it. But honestly, I'd run 2 of the order without the grade 2. Yeah, it's kind of strange because, like, these are cool. Sleek Telling Bell to bring it back, yeah. It's kind of cool for a lot because it opens up a lot of different things, right? But, like, there's a lot of different implications for this. The main issue being that you have to play this package somehow and get it. But yeah, there's a lot, this bind stuff. So I was talking with Showstopper earlier today, like, you can use this in Raziel now. You know, he was complaining about getting stuff in bind. You can actually use Liel now because you actually have stuff bound. This works with Liel as well because stuff will be bound, so you can put stuff back really easily. It obviously gives you guarding options. The grade 2, they're all grade 2 that you know, use to get the skill. You can then immediately use it to guard. It would have been nice if these at least had boost, right? If they had boost, it would fit in a lot of these decks. Because at least then you can call it, it has boost, move it back, you have a strong boost, and you can guard with it. Then it would actually be really good, and it'd be a lot easier to slide into a deck. But you can do this, a lot of people have been talking about using this with PGs, because very easily, PG, whoop, put it into your Guardian Circle. It gets over a lot of different things that say you can't play from hand or whatever, because it's not from hand. So you can do a lot of different things. Do they bind face up? Yes, I believe if it doesn't explicitly say face down, it binds face up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure how that's how that works. If it says face down, then it goes face down. Otherwise, it has to be face up. Beep boop. How you doing, Bezo? How you doing, Ricardo? I was gonna say Richard. Sorry about that. Also, Brawls. How you doing today? I'll concede that the Liel maybe Should have had some Angel Feather mechanics, so damaging one copy of your targets wouldn't be instant death, because Crikes, it is the first thing. Yeah, that's why that stupid card got sold out, but not that I think that's a very good option, but that is the very big issue with that deck, and that's why I was really upset when she was revealed, because I was like, great, this is Murakumo, you have to have 4 of everything, and if you lose one copy, you're screwed. Like, there's that grade 2 that she plays, the one that gets like power and draw. If you play that, you bind one and then call another one, that's already 2 of them out of play. So if one of them is in your damage zone, you have 1 left in your deck. If you draw the last one, that's it. You can't do that play for the rest of the game unless you unbind the one that's bound. So it is kind of lame, but I think the rule of binding is that I think it has to state face down. Otherwise, honestly, you could be doing better. Oh no, that's unfortunate, buddy. I hope things clear up if that's the case. I don't want to pry into your personal matters, but I hope things turn out for the better at least. What dumb buyout happened this time? It is Prescription Angel got bought out. It was 20 cents. Less than that, maybe 2 cents. But she got bought out in Japan, and then we got it here. I wish I It's a good thing you can't see how badly I spell. The Angel. I might be able to just go to like Vanguard, and it'll probably be one of the top things because there's been a lot of movement on it. No, damn. Let's try best selling. Maybe it's on the best selling. It is not. Yikes. Alright. I just don't know. I'm stupid and I don't know how to spell. I'm pretty sure it's Prescription Angel. There you go. Let's see if I can share this real quick. Quick display. Firefox. Yeah, that one. Yeah. This got sold out. Prescription Angel, no copies. All this does is that when your Vanguard's being attacked, counterblast one, retire her, choose something from your damage zone, face up, put it in Guardian, put the top card of your deck into damage zone. So essentially you get the Liel and damage, you can go ahead and use this as a PG. I don't see it, but yeah, as you can see, it was very cheap. 55 cents, dumb cheap, and now it's gone. Except for this $2 listing here, which is a card that I'm pretty sure will just not see any play. It is indeed Morpho Syndrome, which I guess is what we're gonna have to call it, but that's essentially what happened here. Like, just on the off chance you get her in the damage zone, just to guard with her, like, I don't know. I haven't bought cards in clean minutes. That's alright, there haven't really been a lot that's come out. Aside from the Triple Drive Booster and the Stride deck sets, but we do have good old Divine Set 1 coming out pretty soon. But yeah, back to this. This is pretty interesting. And, you know, we also have those, we can just not use these. Also, you can just use the Order Cyclers from Set 2. Just use that instead, right? Because this will put an order into drop and you can put into your order zone. So you can literally just play one copy of this. If you already play orders, you can play one copy of this, maybe 2 if you want, and then just play that order cycler that you're probably already playing, and you can actually make use of this. Hey Saxy, how you doing, buddy? I need to set up Nightbot on my Steam Deck. But Nightbot's kind of slow. But I'll get that sorted out eventually. I was thinking about getting Ironsmith Dragon, and I think I'm the cheapest seller. I mean, if that's the case, I can, if they're still there, because I know I got some orders in it, but I haven't sent them out yet. If they're still there, I can, you know, cut your very, very nice deal by basically giving them away to you. If they're still there, because I don't mind, I don't care. But just DM me and we can talk about it. Yeah, just use the order cyclers. It's going alright. Just we're standing now, so I can like do jumping jacks midstream if I wanted to, which is not a good idea. But we're just gonna see how long I can stay standing, because we're gonna have a bit of a long stream today. But how are you doing today, Zach? Same. We are doing the usual, talking about Vanguard, talking about this new card with this man, this flowery man who works at a flower shop, gives people flowers. Cool dude. We can use this to guard. It's going good. Just sleep as always. Yeah, I feel that. But we got one for each of these nations. We got one for Brankgate. Looks really weird. I don't like the Brankgate one, the art at all. Why they gotta have 3 eyes and be yellow? Don't like it. And then we got one for Keter. They really like making Divine Sisters without actually making any actual archetype. That's a banana, and those are lemons. Yeah, I mean, basically that's a banana with a tail, and that's a lemon with fucking 5 fingers. So but yeah, they all do the same thing. Grade 2 searches, grade 2 unit searches, the grade 2 order, or instantly plays it, I should say, and it's only in Keter, Stoicheia, and Brankgate. I don't think we're getting them in other ones yet. I don't think that's been confirmed. These are all the ones that we're getting right now. They're basically minions, yeah, basically. Just minions with like a horn for some reason. Minions might have horn, actually. I don't know. I've never seen minions. I thought the Brankgate one was corn. Yeah, I can totally see that. Which would be kind of weird considering they're selling food. Just like battle scissors for a long time. Yeah, minions, essentially, yeah. Which is funny because they like bananas or something, right? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know anything about minions, but yeah. So these are kind of cool. There's a lot of cool, funky interactions with like you can play this in Eva, not this, but the minions. You can play this in Eva if you have the other order where you boost with your ops grades. You can then now guard with those ops grades, which is kind of lit. Not gonna lie, that's kind of tight. There's a bunch of like random things that you can do. There's just so many different interactions you can do with this. It's just the main question of, do we actually want to make space for this? Which is super funny because I want to say for the last year, the whole hot topic for Vanguard has been like, oh, we need more defensive options. The game's too fast. Everything's too aggressive. I can't guard. And to Bruceroad's credit, they have printed basically every set, I feel like, for the last maybe 5 sets, some kind of defensive option, right? And we're just not playing them. Granted, they come with varying degrees of like how good they might be, but there's a lot of good ones and people just aren't playing them. So is it that we want defensive options, or we just want to be spoon-fed some sort of defensive mechanic in our archetype? I don't know what the deal is, but that's a blitz order dilemma. You want them, but finding room for them is another 40 cents. 40 cents. Yeah, blitz orders are a bit tough because you have to actually have them, but you know, that's kind of the same thing with PGs. I guess if they I don't know, if they had made it easier to search out blitz orders like natively, right? Because a lot of decks, they can just search out PGs by just the fact that they're units. So if they had done something like that, like there's some decks that can search out orders, but they're so reliant on their order that they don't really rely on that. They can't expand on trying to get like a blitz order, right? Because they have to just get that order or they die. The only deck that's been able to do really well in terms of getting blitz orders, Leno aside, because that's what that deck focuses on, is Lyrical, because they have Aura who can just straight up nab you a bunch of blitz orders, or just mainly nab you the Elementaria, right? So catching on to the cats, there's the cats, which are units too. Yeah. And they're going up in price. They've been going up in a long time. As soon as those things came out, I've said it a bunch of times, I bought out so many, not like literally caused a bought out, but I bought a lot of them because I knew I was going to need a lot of them, and I knew these are really good. They're in triple rare, first of all, so that should have been a dead giveaway. But yeah, I'm glad I have like, I feel like I have 8 of the Keter cat, and I might have like 10 of the darks. Maybe not. I have a good amount of them just in case. We're going over the Bladmeyer concert cards. Yeah. Granted, this isn't super. I don't know. You can say that it counts as Bladmeyer, but Bladmeyer also makes you bind 2 units when he attacks. So you hopefully have a 3rd unit that you can use this with. So, but set 12 came out. Everyone was just giving away the cats because they suck. No one uses them. Oof. Not even that, bro. Set 11 at some point was like honestly being given away for free. Like a bunch of shops, like 50 cards included, was selling it for like $20. Right? Those things go for $60 on release. He was selling it for $20, sometimes even cheaper than that. They were just throwing away set 11 because everyone's like, nah, this set is whack. Set 13 is better. Set 12, oh, fuck that, right? Just throwing away these sets. And now look where we're at. Where Tetafult is in like every deck. Right? Where Orange is like sold out. Right? So, it's silly. Cats were never bad. Cat was sought out heavily in set 12 meta. Yeah, it was sought out the entire time. Just mainly because Youthberg was coming. The Keter Cat was always sold out. The Dragon Empire Cat, no one cared about that until recently. That jumped up. That was literally like 25 cents. And it's jumped up recently. Then the Darkseid's Cat was kind of the second one I think people wanted because they like the effect. People were just focusing on like the rearguard effect mainly, right? The Brancake Cat no one cared about, and now that's starting to see more play. The Lyrical Cat, instantly people wanted that one. And then the Circea Cat, no one cared about that one until maybe recently. Kind of miss an FFR Topaz. Yeesh. Yeah, I wanted to get one of those, but like nowhere in hell. Look at your green cats for $1 each, basically. Yeah. Lurker one is even in a cat. Yeah, it's like a rabbit mouse. They're cats, so it's gonna have to be a cat. It's gonna be some weird cat. I know you're gonna tell me that cats don't have round ears. I don't care. I'm not a catologist over here. I'm not gonna argue about cats. It's a cat. Next thing you're gonna tell me Magnolia is a monkey or something. I don't care. But it is a short news day because I think this is the last thing I have. Oh no, we have one more thing. But we're starting to do festival booster reveals now. Festival booster 2024. We're getting it in July, which is kind of nice. It's not super after, you know, Japan gets it, which is cool. But this is interesting because they revealed 2 things for next stream, which is one, this Vladimir support card. Whiteboard might be on. There we go. This Bladmeyer support card here, right? So that's interesting. He's getting a grade 1 promo. I don't know if the deck really needs another grade 1. But we're also getting this fella, which is a dual nation card. It's a grade 2 for both Dragon Empire and Darkseid. This is going to be a triple rare in a festival collection. So this is very, very, very interesting. Because I don't know what this implies. More support. I wouldn't be too excited. This might be complete ass. So, God, if these are glitter supports, I'm gonna freak. I mean, that's where my head went because of the fact that it's the same nations, right? Like if this was Dragon Empire and Keter or something like that, sure, maybe, but if not, then I don't know. Alright. I will be right back. 1 second.